unless we introduce negative things. And if we introduce anything negative, and like I said, it's a negative thought. I'm not good enough. Oh, but somebody just said you're an amazing man. Yeah, but they don't understand, I've got another side to me. Well, who cares? Nobody asked you. They just said you're an amazing man. Why don't you go ahead and just take that, like eat it. Like if it's a little, like the most delicious, most amazing little piece of chocolate, and you eat it, and it just sits well with you, and it just makes you just like, it makes you glow, right? And then just say thank you, because that's the biggest compliment you can give anyone that gives you a compliment. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. Not like I've heard this before. Hey man, you've got an amazing suit on. Yeah, but you don't understand. I wore the wrong tie. Or, hey man, those are amazing shoes. Yeah, they're like 13 years old. Like, don't do that. Don't do none of that. Like, take a compliment and just make it yours. Like, it's a simple thing. Perfect example. I just heard this on another podcast the other day, where the guy says, hey, if you see somebody at the gym and they're doing a great job, just tell them, hey man, and you're killing it. Or you see a guy with a great car, or somebody with a nice car, hey, great car, man, amazing, a beautiful car. You don't need to follow it up with, oh man, I wish I had one, or hey, you know what, I used to have one. Don't do that. Like, just be very crystal clear and be pure into what you're saying. And the same thing with people. When somebody gives you a compliment, take it. Like, if it's the purest form of somebody giving you, like, think of it like giving you props, or acknowledging you, even better, acknowledging you, and just take it. And like I said, think about that little piece of chocolate, most amazing little piece of chocolate that basically, once you take it, it makes you glow, and all of a sudden now everyone around you is giving you compliments, because they're like, something's different about you. Man, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but it's just you're just like, I want to be around you. And that's what's going to happen, right? So that's part of creating new programs into being different, right? Because you're still going to have that little inner child inside of you, where you're going to have things that, that trigger things, right? Something that happened to you when you were that age, and next thing you know, in your mind, there's this memory bank, and then it goes into that memory bank, pulls out that little memory, throws it in there, and it's almost like, like like throwing a wrench into a machine, right? And then this makes you kind of start reminiscing or thinking about that moment and how it made you feel, and next thing you know, you're kind of living that moment again. You don't want to do that. Stay in the now, okay? And the way you stay in the now is you have to stay focused, and you have to exercise, and you have to practice, and you have to exercise, you have to practice. And the way that works is like anything else, right? Number one, you've got to tell yourself more than once, whether it's, hey, you know what, you're an amazing man, creating, you're an amazing, lovable, caring man, creating amazing results in your life and the lives of everyone around you. And now tell yourself that. And now what that's going to be is a new tool that we're introducing into your toolbox on the Silent Man. That's going to become your contract. And your contract is going to be only for you. And it's going to be for you to basically regurgitate it, say it over and over and over again, because then it's going to become a belief. And once it becomes a belief, it goes into your system. And once it goes into your system, it's starting to create a new program. And now that new program is going to go ahead and start plugging in, where you can start depending on this old program, because that's the only thing keeping you going. And so you got to think about it like if it's a computer, right? That's already outdated, and it's got the old system in it. And the old system is what? It's faulty because it's going to go ahead and create things that don't really exist. It's going to make errors. It's going to do all these things in your mind, and it's going to actually make you very confused. So if you update your data system, right, which is your brain, then you're going to create this new program, and the program is going to plug right in, right? And as soon as you plug it in, you're living it. But remember, that's your new tool. Your new tool is the contract. And if any of you out there have any issue in creating a program for a contract for yourself, please write in, and we will go ahead and give you the template on how to do that. And it's a simple process. And you can even have 2 or 3 different people in your life that really care about you, and have them give you powerful words that you emulate, at least with them, right? Because in some cases, we're very different with one person than we are with another one. And that all has to do with what? Comfortability. If we're comfortable with somebody, we give them the best version of ourselves, or a better version of ourselves. But if we're not comfortable with somebody, then we're shut down. We don't show them anything, because in some cases, we've got a program that we don't trust people. So therefore, we don't tell them, right? Or we don't show them, or we don't say anything. And therefore, we're quiet. And that's the version of us that they're going to see. But now, if you're already past that point, and then you've gotten these amazing words, and now you've created this contract for yourself, right? And now this contract is so powerful that every morning, every time that you have that feeling that your old program is starting to kick in, you can completely take that contract and immediately say, what? I am an amazing, caring, lovable, vulnerable man creating amazing results in my life and others' lives, day by day by day, moment by moment by moment. Now think about that. You start chanting that to yourself, and it becomes a mantra. And if any of you that don't know what a mantra is, it basically becomes it kicks in, and that's what you are, right? And so it becomes a mantra, and it's almost like a hum, right? And it's almost like it continues just to resonate over and over and over again. And if anybody here has heard of like what hypnosis does to you, like I went to a fair, and they basically put me under hypnosis, and then I bought their tapes and everything else, and then I was practicing with that. Now put that in the background, and you're an amazing guy, you're lovable, successful, wonderful, you're an amazing family man, you're an amazing dad, you're a giver, you like only positive words, and they keep resonating over and over and over again. Guess what? It gets to the point where it's so loud that that's all your mind gets to hear, and they get to hear nothing else. And guess what happens? You become the embodiment. You become the embodiment of that thing, and therefore now you become positive, right? And once you become positive, by right, not by default, by right, you're successful. And once you become successful, people want to deal with you. People want to work with you. People want to be around you. You become like hope, right? For a lot of people, you become the embodiment of hope. And now people are gravitating to you over and over. People are calling you like, hey, what's different about you? How did you do that? And especially, like I said, we're doing this to give you all the tools available. So not only can you become the best version of yourself, you're helping other men in your life that you see that are struggling with depression, struggling with anger, struggling with sadness, struggling with moral issues, struggling with the lack of, like, basically they don't have the ability to think positive for themselves. Like they don't know what that looks like. Like, a perfect example of the guy that all his life he's been told he's dumb, right? You're dumb, you're dummy, you're this, you're that. And over and over and over again, he's been told all the way into where he's an adult, and that's all he believes, right? Until one day, a new program comes into his mind, and it starts taking over the other program, and he becomes where the new program is always saying is, you're amazing, you're smart, you're intelligent, like, and then all of a sudden that's all they know about themselves, and so they give up on this other program of the you're dumb and everything else. So that's how easily we can create a new program. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Keeping that program going is going to take practice. It's going to take exercise on your part, and it's going to take, basically putting on a loop and telling yourself, like vocally, you're going to tell yourself. Same thing with your contract. You're going to go ahead and say your contract on a daily basis. And then you can even practice it with your buddy, right? Because remember, we have the buddy system as well. And so the buddy system is going to look really well with this too, because you're going to be able to talk and then, hey, what's your contract? At any point in time, anybody can just say, hey, what's your contract? And that's going to go ahead and that's going to be further proof that you're in the silent man, program, where we empower those without voice to go ahead and speak. And then once you speak, you're going to speak volumes, and people will want to listen to you. And that's what we're giving you. We're giving you the strength to be able to fight off that, that feeling of, like I said, like loneliness, especially nowadays. It's like we're living in different times. And so the loneliness thing is humongous right now, because now there's the internet, now there's this, now there's text messages, right? And we're like, everybody just texts one another, I've seen it where there's two people in one room and they're texting each other back and forth. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, how did this world become a world of like not even speaking to each other? And then the worst part about that is this: for all of you out there that have got kids or young adults in your life, like, what type of world are they going to be living in where they don't even know how to speak to each other? Like, they don't know how to communicate, and that's what this world is becoming. And therefore, that's where a big portion of the problem that we have with men not speaking to each other is the lack of like you feel like you're not connected, right? Like you feel you can't talk to people. Like it's easier to ask for something by text than it would be face to face. And I'll tell you right now, guys, that's the wrong way to approach things. Most of the time when I'm going to do something, I'll get in my car and I'll actually drive somewhere to meet the person, to tell them face to face. And it's not because I'm old school, like some people say, hey, you're old school. No, it's because it's a respect, right? And that's something that we're going to be introducing back into men's lives, is the respect, okay? In the silent man, we are starting with respect. And so you choose into that, right? You choose into being respectful to everyone around you. You choose to be positive. You choose, and the choice that you're going to have with everything that you're going to do starting from today going forward, because like I told you earlier, there's already the movement of basically like we have no time to lose. Like everything that's gone on before this is a thing of the past. It doesn't exist anymore. The only place it exists is in your mind. So now going forward, the urgency to do this is now. Because if you don't do it now, guess what? Like I told you earlier, others don't get to go. And if others don't get to go, then now say, well, you know what? It's not my job for others to go. It's not my job for others to make a choice. It's not. Okay, great. So you just told your 11-year-old son that he doesn't get to go because you didn't get to teach him by being the embodiment of choice, and therefore now he gets to be left behind because you just didn't want to speak, because you didn't want to open your mouth, and therefore now that little boy, 11 years old, gets to stay behind and basically grow up with an 11-year-old mind in a 30, 40, 50-year-old, 60-year-old body, right? But he's still got an 11-year-old brain, like a little mind of an 11-year-old, and always asking for love and, forgiveness and, and please don't leave me alone. I'm scared. And so that's who you want to leave behind, because you're too afraid to really strip down, take off the armor, and become the man that you want to become. And the only way you're going to become the man that you want to become is by asking for support. And that's what we're offering. We're offering support. We're offering tools. We're giving you everything to become successful. Because like I said in past episodes, you were born to be successful. You were born to be like the perfection of a child. Like, look at any small child. Like, they can do no wrong, right? And so take that little child and then, basically put that little child to you, like to your face. Put the little child where you can see them. Look deep into their eyes and see what you see. And if you see what I see, like I have a little 14-month-old baby, and when I look at that little baby, number one, that little baby is only is dependent on the fact of me picking her up and then putting her somewhere. That little baby's dependent on making sure that we feed her or give her the food so she can feed herself, give her water so she can drink it. That little baby's dependent on everything with us, right? As parents. So now look at yourself. You're a 42-year-old man with an 11-year-old brain, and you're trying to figure out why you have issues. The reason you have issues is because you have to go ahead and create a new program. And the new program is what? I'm an adult. I've got responsibilities. I'm held accountable. I'm responsible. Like, I went ahead and created this family. You know what? I created this debt. I created this. I created that. Okay, so now what am I going to do? I'm going to become responsible. It's never too late. But it's going to be late if you don't do anything about it. And once again, we're going to go back to what? Creating a new program is easy, and it's not easy. It's your choice. You get to choose. Now, I can tell you right off the bat, it's very easy to do, because all you have to do is what? You have to start creating something different that hasn't worked in the past. And if you know for a fact that your life right now is where it's at because you continue to live the same life, you continue to go to sleep, you continue to wake up thinking that things are going to change, yet you're not willing to make the change. And if you're not willing to make the change, guess what? Tomorrow's going to be exactly the way it was today. It's not going to be any difference. And then a month from now, it's going to be the same. And a year from now, it's going to be the same if you continue not making choices to be different, right? And once again, we go back to what? The program. You have to change the program that you've been living with. Because if it's not serving you up until this point, and guess what, guys? I'm going to tell you right off the bat. Maybe it was working up until a certain point, but then it doesn't work anymore. And that's okay. Okay? Because the one thing that you can be proud of is that you're going to go ahead and take the responsibility and make the choice to do something different now. Okay? Not like, hey, you know what? I've for the past 10 years, I never did anything different. I just wasted 10 years. Well, no, technically that's not the way it works. Because I'd rather live one powerful day than live 30 years of basically stagnicity, right? And being stagnant and not growing. I'd rather live that one moment in that day, knowing that I was so powerful that I made a choice for change. That's powerful. Who cares about 10 years that you've supposedly lost when technically you can't go back and change anything? So think about that. We don't have a time machine. You know, nobody's created this wonderful little thing where you can put a helmet on and you can, go back into the past, and then you can make different little changes and you can tinker with things. And next, you got a different life now. It doesn't work like that. So understand, the whole concept of the silent man is a movement for change. Momentary, daily, yearly, lifetime changes for the rest of your life. But they all start now. And if you don't start to change, right, to create a new program, to better your life, to be the best version of your life, then your children won't get to go. Your family members most likely will stay behind. And therefore, you're going to live a life of basically just getting by. Okay? And if that's the way you feel right now, where you feel like you've been stagnant, you're not moving, you feel like you're in quicksand, you go to sleep, you wake up, and it's like excuse me. So if you're not understanding that, change happens when you want it to, which means that there's really no time. There's no time to say, I want to change. I'm just not ready now. Okay. I want to change, but today's not a good day. I want to change, but I'm going to do it at the end of the month. So that way, the first day of the month, I'm going to start fresh and it's going to be different. I'm sorry, guys, but that's not the way it works. This isn't a goal to go ahead and see, like, New Year's Eve goal. Hey, next month I'm going to start going to the gym because, I'm going to change my life. No. Your life is going to change and it's going to be different the moment that you make the choice to start. And so no better place to start than now. So it's up to you. We're giving you all the tools. We're giving you all the support. We're opening up all these forums for you to join the buddy system, the silent man programs, right? You think that mental health is going to be helping with your problems right now? The problems that you have right now are because you're not making any choices to change. So that's where the mental part actually comes in. Change your thought process in order to get a better quality of life, in order to give a better quality of life to you and your loved ones, and therefore you're going to have a better legacy to leave for everyone around you. Because if you don't do that, then you're going to continue living the life that you're living up to now. And then this is a powerful thing that they used to ask us in the seminars I used to go to. Is this the way you want to lead your life? Right? And they would always leave us with the same thing. Is this the way you want to live your life? Like, you want to live your life? And, and then you kind of take a pause and you just kind of, like you're pondering, you're thinking about it. And then you come up with the simple fact that, no, it's not. This is not the way I want to live my life. I've been living my life small up to this point, but I'm bigger than life, and I should know. I want to go ahead and I want to prove to people that I've got more to give. I want to prove the people that said that they see the best version of myself. I want to prove that they were right. And in that case, like I said, doing that, not for them, but for yourself, they'll see that you're different. They'll see that you're living life different. They will see it. You don't need to speak. And that's when you become the most powerful version of yourself, is when people around you see the difference in you. So if you want to see what power really is, like I said, have a voice. Be open about what you want to do. Be vulnerable with the men around you that support what you want to become. You know, that's why the silent man has come, into everyone's life. Everyone that wants to join us we're open to accept everyone that wants to join the silent man, because the silent man is a movement, and once the movement gets going, there'll be nothing that'll stop it. And then we're going to and it'll be a synergy, right? It's just going to be like a wave, and it's going to change. And once things change, men change, women change, everyone around us is going to change. But the most important thing about this is that the children, the adolescents, are going to change, and they're going to adapt to something new. And that's going to be belief in oneself. Don't you want to create strong men with the children that we have now, with the adolescents? The only way to do that is to be the embodiment of what we want to teach them, which means we have to be strong men. We have to make decisions. We have to make choices. And we have to go ahead and be exactly the way we want them to be. Don't try to lead somebody to be how you want them to be. Be the embodiment, the living embodiment of what you want other people to lead, to be. So if you want your kids to look up to you, if you want if you've had the honor of someone else that has passed away and they've left you as the guardians of those children, if you want those children to look up to you, if you want brothers, if you want sisters, if you want other people in your life to look up to you, be the embodiment of that, okay? So don't just say you want change. Yeah, I want change, but I'm not ready. Then so, you know what? Don't speak. Because the moment you say you want change, and then you revert back to, but I'm not ready, guess what? Negative, positive. They cancel each other out. It's almost like it was a waste of your breath to even say it. And then go back to the original story in another episode that I said, you've only got XYZ years to live, which if you break that down into days, then you break it down into minutes, and then you break it down into seconds, it's unfathomable how much time we waste on things that don't serve us. Now this serves you. And the way this can serve you is not only will you become the embodiment of what a man should look like, right? Because we all know a vision of what a man should look like. Men of honor, men of success, men that take care of their families, men that are respectful, and men that make change, positive change, for others to join and for others to enjoy as well. So now, if you want to be the living embodiment of that, join us in the silent man, in the movement that we've created, in the movement that's already in place, and with me at the very front, leading from the back. I don't lead from the front. I lead from the back by teaching you and showing you that everything that I'm telling you, I'm doing already in one form, shape, or other. I'm doing it and I'm living it. And I'm going to make mistakes. And when I make mistakes, I'm going to look up to you, man. I'm going to look at you in your face, and I'm going to say, I need support. Because that's the true sense of being a leader, is when you don't have all the answers, you look for answers. And the only way to look for answers is, once again, you've got to have a voice and you've got to speak up. This is just not about me. It's not just about you. Think about it. This goes even further. This goes to the children. I'm already 51, guys. Maybe another, God knows how many more years I'll be available to be on this planet or in this world. But whatever I'm given, I'm going to live it the best way possible every single moment of my life. But I'm telling you right now, like, if we can't leave a legacy at this point in time for all the others that are going to be here after we're gone, like, what are we really doing as men? Oh, poor little me, or this, oh, that. No more, guys. That's a story that doesn't even work anymore. And we know what? We're going to burn the bridge, and you're going to throw that story out, and you're not going to be able to use it anymore. So thank you so much for listening today. Like, click, and subscribe. Once again, right into get the Silent Mat Manifesto. That's going to go ahead and give you a lot of the principles and teachings of what we're actually working with. That's going to be great for you. And then also look out for merch that we're going to be putting out for everyone, and then everything's going to be given out. And like I said, and look out for the buddy system and other programs that we're introducing. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.